Welcome to another episode of Van Life Living in the Ark. I was just stopping out here as always to talk about Jesus on a beautiful trip. I'm out at these falls that are just amazing, friend. I can't wait to put some video and photo at the end of it here for you. Normally when I come and hike these falls, I hike the lower end of the falls and come up from a college, and today I come down from the covered bridge. So I'm doing different part than usual because it's just beautiful out here today, friend. It's February, end of February here. In fact, it's the 23rd, and it's just amazing. So, and I just come out here to talk about Jesus like I always do. God gives me this amazing view while I'm out talking about what Jesus said and about the purpose of the world is to come to know love by experience, right? However, unfortunately, we've not been making those choices, have we? Not as a whole, we haven't. We've been allowing people to make bad decisions, and bad decisions lead to consequences. So I hope you're thinking about these things and getting to know Jesus really well at this stage of the game, because that's really important. Well, I'll tell you, today's February 23rd, and a couple days ago, something just tells me February 24th, something's up. And I don't know what it is. And it might be something in my own personal life, or it might be something drastic in the world. You never know, but the Holy Spirit, every time He's given me something on that, it shows up to be true in one form or the other. So I don't know exactly what, but I trust God that if He's been telling me that, and I'm going to talk about it on the camera, that something's coming. I don't know whether, it's hard to say. And it's not necessarily for you, it's for me, but I'm just letting you know that February 24th is going to be a significant day, at least for me, I believe. I believe something's going to change, and I just don't know what yet. Jesus told us how to be something better. And friend, I was a person that came from hell in my life, and Jesus loosed my chains and set me free, because He said He came for those in need of a doctor. So friend, if you were like me and you're a person in need of a doctor, He's your cure. But you can't buy into what the Pharisees are saying about Him. You got to really go read what Jesus said. Because if you don't really absolutely in your heart believe that Jesus is the firstborn Son of God and that He came to represent my Father, then even though you get forgiveness, you won't let yourself have it. Because that's the real key here, friend. You have to forgive yourself along with God forgiving you. But you will do that if you believe God forgave you and you know that in your heart. So these things are very important, and Jesus told you that in order to get forgiveness, you have to give it. So that means if you're angry at other people, you have to forgive them so that you can be forgiven also. Because that's what my Father and I are always talking about, right? Forgiveness, love, peace, joy, they all come together. It's a package deal. Get to know the Son, you get to know the Father. That's what He said. And so that's what I did. And I know Him, not what other people say about what He said. Because, friend, when you look, you will see there's all kinds of things He said that nobody's talking about. They've made a religion out of some of what He said, and then they came up with all these rules of justification. Jesus told you that if you buried your salvation, meaning your treasure, right? Because if you want eternal life, well, if you buried your treasure instead of multiplying it, well then at the end He's going to give your treasure to someone else and toss you out. Isn't that what Jesus said? But they say that you only receive it by grace. Well, what Jesus said is you receive it by grace, and then because you receive it, you give it by grace, and because you give it, and after you receive it, you'll get more. So the only way to keep the kingdom is to give it away, because otherwise your truth becomes stale, your love becomes stale. My Father gives it to us so we can give it to others. We're a tribe, this country called America, friend. Someday we'll see that the whole world's a tribe, but we're not there yet. But at least America, we claim that it's supposed to be one nation under God. And If you haven't figured out the price of that yet, friend, you're just not thinking about it. This isn't like back in the day when he said, whose face is on this coin? And they said, Caesar, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. No, friend, our Father's name is on that bill. And they are using it to gamble and prostitution and drugs and all kinds of terrible things. And I'm not saying they're terrible because I didn't do them, friend. I'm telling you, I come from the darkness, not the light. But my Father saved me, and I try to save as many as I can. Because I can tell you, you might pretend that those people are happy, but most of them aren't. Not if they really understood what they could have. I was always feeling guilty. I hated the fact that I hurt other people. But I didn't know how to quit because I didn't know any other way to live. Even though I did, but I didn't know how to get forgiveness, so that thought of Satan, which is the thought of selfishness, would give me absolutely no forgiveness. And because I couldn't get any, I couldn't give any. But Jesus taught me how to receive it and then give it again. And that's all he wants. He wants you to receive the kingdom right here, right now, friend. Don't listen to them tell you you can't have my Father's kingdom. Don't listen to them tell you that you can't talk to God. Jesus told you you could. Go listen to what Jesus said. The kingdom is in the Christ, friend. I'm telling you this. I'll tell you, friend, I'm kind of excited because right down here there's a waterfall. It kind of drops off and I can't see it. So I imagine it's to be a really nice little fall there. I've been here before, but I don't remember, and I never come this way on this set of rocks before, so it'll look altogether different this time. That's the beautiful thing about life, friends. Sometimes all we have to do is travel a different path and everything looks completely new. Jesus gave me a new path and everything looks completely new. Well, friend, I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to make this a real short one because, well, I'm going to do a little more hiking here before that sun sets because I want to get down over these falls, down these rocks, and, well, that's a little bit of an adventure that I'm going to enjoy. That's the beautiful thing. I come out here to talk about Jesus, but I get to do all these adventures with God and appreciate what he's created. Because, friend, I think what he did before we messed it up was just amazing. I'm not one that really awes at our creation as much as I awe at his. All right, friend. Well, I love you because my Father loves you, and may God bless you and yours.